It's Wednesday, January 22nd, 2014, and I cannot believe how good you look today. Welcome to the Day 9 Hearthstone Decktacular, Episode 5, where we're going to take a look at my deck. I am immature. In today's episode, we're going to be examining a Druid that I made myself. So I feel like it's the coolest thing ever. It's like if I had a really unimpressive baby. But that's my baby. This is the best baby ever. It hasn't even been able to communicate yet, but it's my baby. This is my baby. It has my genetic material in it. And we're going to talk about it. How it was constructed. And then we're going to see me use this show as an excuse to play Hearthstone for 90 minutes. Now keep in mind, I may not be the best Hearthstone player out there, but I'm not the worst, and I try real hard. Now tomorrow I'm going to be doing a little GSL, Code A analysis, because I have them replays. Oh! The day after that, I'm going to be playing the Banner Saga and Fun Day Mondays on Monday. Hope you tune in. If not, I just hope you have a good day, because damn, you look fine. I'm gonna talk about my Druid. Now, I'll be honest, I have not gotten to play nearly as much since the ladder reset. So, I'm only level 11, but I do think this deck has sick potential. Now, I'm a mathematician, so I'm not going to do one of those overly gaudy claims. Oh, I'm totally a level 4 player, even though it says 11. No. I will simply say that I find myself to be at least a level 11. So we're gonna smash right through that right away. Let me tell you a little bit about the big finishers that I've been working with. I think Ragnaros is no big surprise. And Ysera, oh, getting in there. Things are looking good. These are just two great cards that are the valuest. Case gave me some words that I'm gonna repeat and just sound intelligent. These are great 2-for-1 cards. Ragnaros is a card that immediately shoots and deals 8 damage, probably killing something, and then he has to spend a card to kill it. He needs 2 cards to deal with this 1 card. Boom, I kill 1, and then he spends 1. Ysera, a more explicit 2-for-1. I get a 4/12 dragon and at least a dream card at the end of the turn. Perfect. Now, there was some other Druid staples that I was putting in here, Ancients of Lore, to draw 2 cards. Originally, I put it in there because it was draw 2 cards and restore 5 health, which was really important when the mages that were blasting you to death and the Murloc warlocks who were those buttholes. So this is just, it's also a 5/5, let's not forget, so it's great. And this is where I want to begin, is with this. Because these are a lot of the high-end creatures that I'll be starting off the construction with. So, if we claim to be a control deck, we should probably allow ourselves to stay alive in the interim. So let me go ahead and put in some of the important pieces for staying alive. I'm going to put in an Innervate. I'm going to run 1 Claw, not 2, just 1. Because it's not a real 2-for-1 card, it's like a 1-for-1 card. Wrath, for instance, deal 1 damage and draw a card. I can kill a dude and draw a dude. Seems good. What are some of the other important sweepers? Swipe, really important. I'm going to put in the gold ones because straight bling, yo. Keeper of the Grove is insane. I love this more than anything in the whole wide world. I love a Keeper of the Grove. And I'm going to begin by putting in just 1 Starfall. Just 1 for now. Let's go ahead and put in the most awesome of sweepery dudes, a Wild Pyromancer. Watcha! I love me a Wild Pyromancer. He's so sick. Just the good old sweepies. So, we're starting to get some good clear. And what I was experiencing when I was playing, very often, very often, I was starting to struggle a little bit of just having enough sweepers because I wasn't playing a lot of the low-level things. So I waited a while to put in the Starfall so I could tell that really terrible story. I just wanted you to see me put the second one in. I didn't just sort of like throw it in. Swipe totally was my thought process. Boom, throw it in there. So Starfall, I put in one, and then after a little while, I was like, you know what, I want to just put in another one. I was also running one Nourish. I found it incredibly hard to cast most of the time. A lot of the times I was having, like, you know, 7 cards in hand, so I couldn't really cast it and then do another thing, so that was a little bit of a pain in the ass. I originally was running the Novice Engineers, but since they nerfed it, I've been just doing some pretty obvious adjustments. A Thalnos, which lets me draw a card at the end of the turn, and the Loot Hoarder, which lets me draw a card. Or excuse me, not draw a card at the end of the turn. Loot Hoarder lets me draw a card when it dies. Thalnos lets me draw a card when it dies. These are kind of like Novice Engineers, but I think a Blood Mage Thalnos would be strictly better than any Novice Engineer, because not only does it let me draw, but then I also just get a whole bunch of value out of all my spelly dudes. Now, I'm going to put in a couple things that I have found to be very useful over time. One is a Wolf Rider, which is just a really simple 3 mana, deal 3 damage to a dude. It's really convenient against like fairy dragons or things that I can't target. It's also just good for the extra damage. I'm running one Farseer. I don't think this is a surprise. It's just a great little card. Restore 3 health. Big Game Hunter is a great card for just killing big dudes. I was having increasing troubles against just a huge threat. Like Ysera or something like that Rag couldn't target. So over time I put in one Naturalize. When I originally made this deck, I was still in the era where people were going just ape shit with aggressive decks, so I was running 2 Healing Touches. In the future, I might take one of these out. Right now, they're still great for activating the Wild Pyromancer. They're still just really useful cards. I'd probably be willing to take it out, but I'm just letting you know. The second one I'm a little doubtful of, but when I first made this deck, boy howdy was it kick-ass. There's some other... there's one card I'm frickin' missing. Oh, yeah. One of my favorite cards in the entire game is Baron Geddon. He's so sexy. You're noticing how many sweepers I have in this? Baron Geddon, 2 Starfall, 2 swipes, a Wild Pyromancer. Dude, you can't run shit against me in large numbers. So I at least feel cool. The last one that I wanted to mention in this... Oh yeah. I have found surprising value in running 1 Starfire, because it's a great way to deal damage to the face. And my favorite segment of this deck, the Mountain Giant. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. When I originally built this deck, what I was feeling is that I didn't quite have enough finishing material with Ysera, Ragnaros, the 2 Ancients of Lore, and Baron Geddon. I just couldn't quite deal with it. I just couldn't quite finish players off, so I started to run 1 Mountain Giant, and then they nerfed aggro, so I'm running 2 Mountain Giants. So, I liked this a lot in the old version, in the old pre-patch stuff. Right now, I feel like this is in transition. There's some things that I'm not sure about. Baron Geddon, I might pull out and put in something else because there's not as many aggressive decks being run right now. Although he's my favorite legendary probably. So that's why he's in there. Don't think that this is a skill move to have him in there right now. Once upon a time when everyone was running Murloc decks, oh you bet your ass Baron Geddon was getting in that shit. But here, you know, I might take it out and replace it with like a faceless manipulator. I really like faceless manipulator a lot. Things like the second Starfall I might pull out. Starfire I really like a ton. Loot Hoarder, I don't know how desperately I need to have the draw card. I might put in a Kobold Geomancer because I have found spell power to be really good. Either way, that's a little bit about the construction. At least my thought process for it. You see that there's some things... Oh, this is the exact same deck. I named it Subtle Paw. You see, there are obviously some ways to improve this, but the general gist is Sweepy, remove his stuffy dealies, and then in the sort of mid-stage of the game, I'm running out my Mountain Giants, my Ancients of Lore, and near the end of the game, I'm running out my Ragnaros and Ysera. one of the big reasons why I'm running 2 Mountain Giants is that with this deck, I just have a lot of cards in my hand. So I mean, like, what I was finding really hard when I didn't have the Mountain Giants and this little doohickey
I must protect the
is I was able to clear him every turn, but I wasn't able to do thing every turn. Do anything to him, and that's what the Mountain Giants are for, because I can pop one down and really deal the pain. And still be clearing. So, in terms of mulliganing, I've really spent a lot of time talking to people about how they mulligan, because I think that's probably the biggest thing that I've actually worked on since the last Decktacular, is that I basically am trying... Keeper of the Grove is the #1 thing I'm looking for. Swipes are good, Innervates I'll keep, Wrath I'll keep. There's like only a few others that I keep. The rest of the time I mulligan. I mulligan aggressively to get swipes, keepers. Alright, cool. One thing that is surprisingly important is the hero power. The opportunity to gain that 1 health every single turn I've found to be very, very powerful. So I think it's a pretty clear bop in the face. He does have coins, so he could be popping down a Shattered Sun Cleric, and that would just stink. But that happens. Keep in mind, I'm running 2 healing touches. Ooh. So let's see what he's up to.
Let me think.
I'm hoping it's not a Shattered Sun Cleric. Guys, does the board speak to me? Oh no. Good. So, I might want to be running my Keeper out a little bit sooner. Dude, this is a insanely good draw. I mean, even the Nourish to draw into Mountain Giant? Ooh. So depending on what he plays, I'm probably going to swipe or Keeper of the Grove. I'm not as scared about just swiping this guy straight away. I'm also going to try to work on playing a little slower.
Let me think.
Trying to think a little bit more. Even when there's obvious plays like the hero power, kill the dude. I'm just going to have a little patience. Think a little harder. Well, looks like we're going to be playing a good old happy time Keeper of the Grove next turn. Most of the time that's a noble sacrifice. Light's Justice, what? I don't even understand. I don't understand. I don't get it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, so I could silence, I could swipe. Swiping would certainly kill this. He has 2 cards in hand. So I think what I want to do is I want to silence this because he has hardly anything here. And I want to do that because I'm unsure. My thought process is that I can get a little more value out of a swipe. He looks to be very aggressive with a Light's Justice.
I must safeguard the land.
This lets me deal with this right away. Also, I'm reasonably confident that's a noble sacrifice. Just generally speaking. I like to hold on to swipe. If I think it'll get a lot of value. But the Keeper of the Grove, I want to hold on to versus the control-y type people who will have really important things to silence. But against aggressive people, I'm more than happy to run it out there. Because even though I can run it out now and use the silence, and I might say something like, oh, crap, I won't have silence for something like a Cairn or a Sylvanas. I have, like, a Cairn or a Sylvanas in a deck like this one. Dude, I don't know. I don't even know. A Cairn or a Sylvanas in a deck like this one would be like his high-end finisher thing. And I have answers for that. So, do I want to run Starfall or do I want to run Swipe? I really like me a Swipe. 1, 2... So if I ran this out as well... Then next turn, I could throw down the Mountain Giant for 3. That's another possible play. This could be a redemption.
What to do?
Alright, let me see. I think I'm probably gonna Nourish, because I'm just under absolutely no pressure. Oh, that's not a Nourish. Yep, so that's probably what I'm gonna do, so I can drop the Giant for 3 next turn. And I have... Alright, the only thing that I really desperately was like, oh my god, what if my health gets really low, but... I think I'm fine. I mean, he can deal 6 to me and bring me to 15, so, you know, whatever. So I think next turn, the play that I want to make is to Giant, and then to Hero Power and attack him, because that's going to let me identify right away if he is Noble Sacrificing or Redemptioning. I think we got this one. I think this is like a very clear... You know, when Divine Shield, you know, and thinking of some other little tweaks and adjustments to make, when I was running...
Let me think.
Dude, I don't even know. While this is going on, something I totally should have mentioned at the start of the show is that now that the beta's open, we have a Hearthstone forum where you can all chatteroo. And also, if you look over here, where, you know, there's the game itself, up here, where you can click on the show, I actually have the deck list. So he lost his turn, which means I don't understand anything. Let's find out if it's Noble Sacrifice. Oh, the wild.
Job's done.
Alright, so that's a redemption. So I'm probably going to pop it with my Giant.
Let's move quickly.
Guys, we did it. Guys. Guys.
I wonder.
This is so interesting. I mean, I still have. I still have connection, right? I mean, maybe he disconnected.
Let's move quickly.
I think he went AFK, and I think we got him. Guys, I'm really skillful, and when I get out of this game, we're gonna find out that we lost. It's gonna hurt our little souls. But this is a lot the way that this deck feels like. A lot of times, like getting a Giant out long before turn 10. Something like in the 6, 7, 8 range. To begin to just force him to spend some of his important cards. Wolf Rider for maximum awesomeness. We did it. Dude, look at this. I don't know about you, but I have a serious bonus star right now. So, we didn't really get the chance to see it in action. But I'm at a slightly awkward time length for part 1, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a real fast break right now, and then go immediately back into playing. But generally speaking, I'm sweeping his board as much as possible, dropping one of those Mountain Giants and the Ancients of Lore in the mid, and then the big scary mega dudes like a Rag and a Sarah 8. I'll be back in like 90 seconds.